Hey guys, it's Christy Michael of Long Honeymoon. Today I'm going to share my top tips with you for surviving the RV laundry day. So come on in and I'll tell you what I know. Alright, so this is my laundry setup. But before we get into that, I'm going to give you my number one tip that you need to do every time you're about to do laundry. You need to go into the laundry room at whatever campground you're at, or if you're happening to be going to a laundromat, go inside and look around. Take a look at how many machines there are, look and see if there's a change machine, look and see how much it costs to do a load of wash and a load of drying, because you sort of need to know these things to sort of plan out, okay, how much money do I need, how many loads am I going to do? You know, is it going to be a crowded place? Is it going to be empty where I'm going to have free reign? These sort of things are good to know before you load up all your crap and take it over to the laundry room. So tip number two, if there is a change machine, just make sure you've got the bills that they require. Sometimes they take 1s, 5s, and 10s. Sometimes they take 20s. But you need to know so you're prepared when you go. If there isn't a change machine, don't always rely on the office, because a lot of times they run out of change, or they might be closed when you're in there doing laundry at night. So make sure you bring enough change. In fact, bring more change than you think you'll need, because it never fails. There'll be that one dryer that doesn't quite get hot enough, it doesn't quite dry your load, and you have to put more change in to go longer. So make sure you bring enough cash. Tip number three is to be organized. Bring everything you need with you, and maybe then some. Make sure you've got everything you need for your washing and your drying when you arrive, because a lot of times once you get going, it's easier to just stick around than to leave and come back. So this is the bag that I bring with me when I do laundry, and this is what I bring inside. So I use these Tide pods. They're really easy to use because you don't have to pour out any liquid. You know, they're totally contained. They're 3-in-1. They've got a stain remover and a color protectant built into it. So that's two products that I don't have to pack separately. So I recommend little pods. They just are really easy to transport. I do actually have a separate stain item that I use, just because sometimes what is in the pod isn't enough and you want to treat some of your harder stains with something on its own. So I always make sure I bring a stain product, whether it's a stick or a spray. I do bring Woolite. If I have any hand wash items, most laundry room facilities do have a sink where you can hand wash something if you need to. So if you've got something delicate or, you know, needs a less harsh detergent, I do bring my Woolite with me. And then I bring these Downy scent boosters, and mainly this is for outdoor clothes, workout clothes that can kind of get that stinky, you know, sweaty smell to them. So I do add this to those loads to sort of help with that smell. The last few things that I bring, of course, I bring dryer sheets for the dryer. Have those packed in here. A few small mesh bags that I can put delicates in. Ladies, your unmentionables can go in here, and it'll keep them from getting beaten up in the washing machine with all the other stuff. Or if I have a shirt that's more of a detailed shirt that's lace or something that I don't want to get snagged on anything, I'll put it in one of these little mesh bags to wash, and that just keeps everything nice. I do bring an extra laundry bag that's just a mesh bag that I can just put anything in that I need to if I want to keep it separate from my other baskets. And then the last thing I bring, I always have a Ziploc bag that has my money in it. That way I can just grab my cash out of there. I can sort of look at it and see if I've got, you know, enough quarters, or if I need to get more, or if I've got, you know, 1s or 5s for the change machine or what have you. So that is what I keep in my trusty laundry bag. I will say, I highly recommend a bag with a shoulder strap, because that way I can carry this and I can carry laundry. So that gives me 2 free hands to take care of at least 1 laundry basket. I usually do probably 2 weeks worth of laundry at a time, because it really doesn't take any longer to do more loads. So I just sort of save up and commit 2 or 3 hours once every couple of weeks, and that sort of seems to make it a little more bearable. So I always have a hard-sided basket that I have some things in, and then I have this collapsible basket, which is just nice. you can carry an extra basket very easily.
Folds flat.
Folds flat, so lightweight. It's got handles on it. So this is my finished product here. You can see I've got all of our towels and sheets folded in here. And then this basket would be for clothing. So when I start my loads of laundry, something that I always try to do is start the first machine with whatever is going to take the longest to wash. So usually that's my sheets and towels, because I usually wash them in hot water for a longer wash to sort of sanitize them. So that wash usually takes the longest. So I try to start that one first so that most of my loads will sort of be finished at the same time. So after I load my heaviest soiled items, or the things that are going to be in the wash the longest, then I start working my way through the rest of the laundry. So I'll do, you know, Sean's clothes, my clothes, delicates, that sort of thing, because obviously delicates are going to wash for the shortest amount of time. So they'll probably finish about the same time as my first load that I started. So that's just the way that I do it, to sort of keep everything on a similar time schedule. And then where your hard basket comes in handy is when you transfer clothes from the washing machine to the dryer. Not every laundry room is going to have those handy little wheelie baskets to take things from the washer to the dryer, and the washer and dryer are rarely going to be right next to each other. You're probably going to have to walk across the room, and doing that with a big handful of wet laundry is really gross. So that's where a hard-sided basket comes in handy, because you can put the wet clothes in there and it is sturdy enough to carry them from the washing machine to the dryer without any problems. My next tip is to be considerate, and I've been on both sides of this. So a lot of places, when you put your clothes into wash, the machine will tell you how long that wash cycle will take. So if it says 30 minutes, I'll set my alarm for 25 minutes. And if I'm going back to our camper for something, that way I know when that alarm goes off, I've got to beeline it back to get my stuff out. Because I don't want to leave it sitting in a washing machine and, you know, taking up space where somebody else could be starting their load. The other reason why I do that is because the few times where I have not been quick on the draw to be back and get my things out as soon as they finish, I have had people take my wet laundry out of a machine and set it on top of a dirty machine or some gross counter or some table that hasn't been wiped down in a year. And so there's all my clean clothes on this table. So I learned that lesson the hard way early on. Make sure you're back before your things finish washing, and do it out of common courtesy for other people, but also looking out for yourself, because somebody will take your stuff out, trust me. So my final tip would probably be, if you happen to be somewhere that has folding tables available, take advantage of those. I try to bring a Clorox wipe with me and a paper towel, and I'll just wipe the folding counter down with the Clorox wipe it off with a paper towel so it's nice and clean, and then I just dump all my laundry out and start folding. And that way, when I come back to my camper, everything is nice and folded and ready to be put away, and I don't have to worry about finding a spot to fold everything, because as you can see, we have a small camper. It's 25 feet long. I'm sure there are many of you out there with much smaller campers, and you know, basically I have the bed space to fold on, and usually I don't just strip the bed. I've already put fresh sheets on the bed, so it's all made and nice and everything when I come back with laundry. So I try to just take advantage of those folding tables and get everything folded before I bring them back, and that way when I get back to the camper, everything's done. I just put it away and I don't have to worry about laundry for 2 more weeks. So if you're like me, you dread laundry day, but with some of these tips, it makes it a lot smoother, a lot easier, a lot less stressful. And if you sort of know these things going into it, you know what to expect, you know how to prepare, and it'll just make everything go smoother. So I'm sure many of you out there have great laundry tips as well. I would love to hear them. Please leave them in the comments down below and share them with the rest of us so we can all survive laundry day with smiles on our faces. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. It would mean a lot to us for you to join the LOLOHO family. And until next time, LOLOHO. Stay tuned if you're still watching, because Sean is going to offer some wise tips to you men out there. I'll be really curious to hear what he says about this.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you disliked it, give it a thumbs down. Feel free to leave a comment. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.
Alright guys, so this next little segment is for men only, especially single men. Ladies, click off. You can switch to another video now. Alright, so it's just the men. First of all guys, when you get a new article of clothing, the first thing you want to do is cut out the tags. You know, the tags that have all the instructions about how to launder the clothing. I mean, for example, this shirt, I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, that was where all of my laundry information was. I just cut that out and you toss that. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. Secondly, we all know that women waste a lot of money in the laundromat. Two key points to make here. First of all, women always underfill the washing machine. You want to cram as many clothes as possible into the washing machine to get the most value for your quarters, okay? Hot water costs exactly the same as cold water, so you might as well use hot water all the time. And all this talk about separating whites from colored clothing, way overblown. I found you can just throw everything in there, mix it together, and most stuff is gonna come out okay, except for maybe the whites. But real men are not afraid to wear pink, right? Sorry guys, you follow those simple tips. If you're a single guy, no problem. If you're married and you follow my tips with your wife's clothing, as an added bonus, you'll never be asked to do the laundry again.
Baby girl, you got any laundry tips for us? Any laundry tips? Don't poop on your own laundry, right? Only poop on the people's laundry. Okay.